It is finally happening. After just over 4 months of exploring Pokemon Pokopia, the first major DLC expansion is arriving this August. The biggest feature? An entirely new region called Bubbly Basin, a massive underwater area where trainers can dive beneath the waves and discover new Pokemon, secrets, and mysteries hidden beneath the ocean floor. And that's not even the end of it. We already know that a new location is scheduled to arrive next year. As someone who has spent an embarrassingly large number of hours in Pokemon Pokopia without nearly enough progress to justify it, I could not be more excited. But while watching the DLC trailer, one question immediately came to mind. Every major area in Pokemon Pokopia is heavily inspired by locations from Kanto before the Great Planetary Evacuation, so if that's the case, what city is Bubbly Basin supposed to be? Today we're diving into the evidence to figure out which classic Pokemon location may have become Pokopia's newest underwater biome. And yes, I absolutely intended that diving joke. Before we can identify Bubbly Basin, we need to look at the locations already present in the game. Pokemon Pokopia's world is essentially a post-apocalyptic version of Kanto. The locations we explore today are transformed versions of familiar cities and landmarks from the original Pokemon games. So here's what we know so far. Withered Wastelands appears to be the remains of Fuchsia City. Bleak Beach is widely believed to be what remains of Vermilion City. Rocky Ridges resembles the ruins of Pewter City. Sparkling Skylands appears to be a futuristic version of Saffron City, with some hints of Celadon City. Pallet Town is a bit more mysterious and doesn't directly correspond to any officially confirmed locations. With every major area drawing inspiration from Kanto, it's safe to assume Bubbly Basin follows a similar pattern. The question is, which location? After looking through the trailer and examining the geography of Kanto, I think that there are two strong possibilities: Cerulean City or Cinnabar Island. Let's examine both. Now, from an environmental perspective, Cinnabar Island makes a lot of sense. It's already surrounded by water on all sides, making it a natural candidate for an underwater expansion area. The surrounding routes contain many of Kanto's iconic water-type Pokemon, and nearby landmarks could create incredible biodiversity for the DLC. Think about it. Ocean habitats for water Pokemon, volcanic ecosystem connected to Cinnabar's volcano, potential icy region inspired by the Seafoam Islands. From a storytelling perspective, this explanation is incredibly simple. The water is already there. No major environmental changes would need to be explained. Over time, rising sea levels could have submerged the island completely. It's logical, but it's also a little boring. Personally, I think portions of the existing Pallet Town region may already contain references to Cinnabar Island and the Seafoam Islands. Because of that, I'm not convinced Cinnabar is the strongest candidate. Now let's talk about the theory that I believe has the strongest evidence: Cerulean City. If you've ever played through Kanto, you already know that Cerulean City's identity revolves around water. It's home to the water-type gym leader Misty. The city features blue architecture, water-themed design elements, and some of the most recognizable aquatic landmarks in the region. Even more interesting, the Bubbly Basin trailer appears to show a golden bridge that looks incredibly similar to the famous Nugget Bridge. If that structure really is Nugget Bridge, it would be the coolest visual callbacks we've seen so far in Pokopia. But there is one major problem. Cerulean City isn't underwater. In fact, it's relatively landlocked. So how could it become Bubbly Basin? The answer may be found just north of the city. Beyond Route 25 lies a location every Pokemon fan remembers: Bill's Sea Cottage. And the name tells us everything we need to know. It's a sea cottage, meaning it's right next to the ocean. If Pokopia's world experienced dramatic environmental disasters, rising sea levels, massive storms, or centuries of flooding, the ocean could have gradually pushed inland. Water could have flooded Route 25, then spread it south into Cerulean City. Over enough time, the city could have been completely submerged beneath the waves. The result? A massive underwater ecosystem filled with water-type Pokemon. This is actually sort of confirmed by the endgame item called the Pokemon Map, which is just an upside-down version of Kanto. In the top corner, where we would find Cerulean City, it is in fact submerged in water. In other words, the Bubbly Basin. While Cinnabar Island is certainly possible, I believe that the evidence points much more strongly towards Cerulean City. The water-themed identity, the possible appearance of Nugget Bridge, the proximity to the ocean through Route 25 and Bill's Sea Cottage, it all fits surprisingly well. Of course, until the DLC launches, it's still just a theory, but that's part of the fun. Pokemon Pokopia has done an incredible job transforming familiar Kanto locations into something entirely new, and I can't wait to see where Bubbly Basin continues that trend. What do you think? Do you believe Bubbly Basin is based on Cerulean City, Cinnabar Island, or another Kanto location entirely? Let me know your theories down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more Pokemon Pokopia theories, guides, and DLC coverage, and turn your notifications on so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching, trainers. Until next time, keep exploring Pokopia and stay safe out there, trainers.